Hi everybody, this is Black Rhino Ranger. Here I am playing Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. Hey, reason? Well, I'm excited for the remastered trilogy. I'm hoping to get this game. I'm getting a PS4 for Christmas, and I thought to myself, if I want to play Crash Bandicoot, the trilogy again, I better get used to the originals first, and then see how the remasters feel. By the way, if you want to replay the boss battles, you have to hold triangle and then press up. And look what happens. So for the first boss battle, we get a character from the first game. I wonder why he suddenly has glasses and a top hat. Was he supposed to be intelligent? I never quite understood that. Gotta avoid these TNT crates. You can't attack him yet, and you also need to make sure you avoid the Nitro Touch. Go on these clear spaces. You can jump on him. Unlike the Komodo brothers, if you touch Mo, you'll get hurt. Oh yeah, I just love doing that. You gotta make sure you also gotta remember how there are some spaces that are very small, and you need to move real quickly and no. Alright. I just love Crash's dance. Now this one is actually my most favorite boss battle, and I think these bad guys are probably the most underrated of the Crash Bandicoot universe, not counting Ripperilla Rule. The Komodo brothers. That theme song is so catchy. It never leaves my head. Do not go close to him because he'll attack you. And you gotta keep spinning. You have to spin Komodo Mo, the thin one, in order to attack Komodo Mo. He'll fling right towards Komodo Mo. Komodo Mo is you don't go near him. He'll attack you. Even if you go close to him before he could attack you. I wonder why this was a. Here's another funny thing. Look at the floor. It's not very icy. It's rather clothy if you think about it. So how could Komodo Joe slide? Oh, and after the third one, you gotta dodge the sword he throws. Oof. Boink. I wonder why Komodo Joe just froze there. He just stopped bouncing. I guess why Komodo Mo you cannot attack him just straight like that, because well he's a Komodo dragon. Komodo dragons, not only are they toxic from the bite, they have a slight toxin in their skin as well. This one is the hardest, I'll admit. And it requires a lot. Tiny the Tiger. And You see those red things, that means it's about to fall, and you have to be prepared. Ah. Ooh, crumbs! Now I have to do this again. Sorry, folks. What the? Oops! Oh man, this is hard, guys. This is really hard. Hopefully I won't make any screw-ups. If I do... You can even skid. That's how you defeat your enemies and jump over high distances. You can crouch in and jump really high. Call it a prototype, Well, let me see if I can wait till okay. Oops! Never mind. Never mind. I shown how I defeated Tiny anyways, and besides, I completed the game except for getting a few crystals. So anyways, yeah. Anyways, let's just go to N.Gin's boss battle, which is an interesting one.
Like Dr. Cortex said, these 20 crystals you're collected to me.
I hope they do recreate. I hope when they do recreate the music of Crash Bandicoot, it would look this phenomenal. Now instead of spinning, the square button is reserved for tossing fruits. Oh, and you also gotta remember to avoid that. Ah, yes. So the second attack is to make sure you avoid those rocket attacks. And there'll be an extra rocket. This also requires a bit of timing, and that rocket heads for you through. Oops! Oh great, I have to do this all over again. Alright, I took down both of them! If you do this simultaneously, well, two of them at the same time... Oh no. Oh, sorry, there was a bit of a freeze. the best is to get at least 5 of the Wampa fruits in there. Oof, that was a close call. And another thing, yeah, you gotta avoid that as well. Hit them 5 times and you...
Master Cortex will be very displeased with your insistence. Prepare to suffer his wrath.
Yeah, that was a hard, but it was pretty fun. I hope they make it exactly like that in the remastered version. It is challenging, but it is pretty fun. And we come to the last one. The bad guy, the big bad guy himself. And the best way is to is to go really close to him. There are 5 spots where you can go really close to him, and hopefully you can avoid those boulders. And by the way, they're inverted, so you might get confused. And this is spot number 3, by the way. Here's another funny thing. I was able to reverse backwards by pressing the L1 button. For some reason they forgot to pause that bit.
Crash, what do you suppose happened to Cortex? And what about the Cortex Vortex? It's still up there.
Yeah, Coco still has those sunspots despite not being in the shade. Yes, there's still that thing that I need to do, but I need to retrieve all 42 gems before I can do it. By the way, there's that naughty dog sticker. Now when I was a kid, I had trouble getting through this level. Not because it's a hard one, but every time I go to Un-Bearable, it keeps freezing. I had no idea why. It never goes to another game like that afterwards. I mean, it never lets me play as in that game. Hey, I'm not too sure what was wrong with that version, so I had to get another disc just to see if I can go through that level finally. And Un-Bearable was pretty much like Crash Dash, but this time mixed with the polar bear levels, where you ride on a polar bear, which is kind of like the warthog levels, riding on a warthog. Remind me to make a Crash Bandicoot fan art riding on one of Zulu's spiritual animals, the warthog. I can't wait to see the gameplay of Crash Bandicoot 2 and 3 in remastered. Voice of Dr. Neocortex, Clancy Brown. He's also Lex Luthor and Mr. Krabs. Vicky Winters. I heard he's not reprising his role as Cortex in the newer one. I think it's Lex Lang. I heard Clancy Brown stopped being the voice of Cortex because he says parents were complaining about that type of voice for Cortex. Just like Crash Bandicoot 1, this requires directional buttons to play. The analog button, I'm not too sure how that works either. Well, let me see if I can. Controller settings. Nope, nothing. Okay, that's my gameplay of Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back at the bosses. Hope you enjoyed this video.